You know, I grew up in Hawaii and attended a military school for Native Hawaiians. And upon graduation in 1967, I was commissioned an ensign in the United States Navy. So when I reported aboard ship, the USS Providence, there was a big flurry aboard ship. They were reprovisioning very quickly, and I was told we would be leaving within a few hours. Our ship was part of a major operation in response to North Korea's seizure of the USS Pueblo. So we made our way to the Sea of Japan. And when we got there, things were weather-wise terrible. Huge rough seas. We had ice all over the decks of the ships. As we sat in the briefings, we were told that we would lose the 7th Fleet. We would lose the carriers, we would lose the ships, including the one I was on. Nobody panicked. It was just matter of fact. So we waited and waited and waited for the president to tell us which option to execute. While we were there, the North Vietnamese launched the Tet Offensive. The fleet was ordered to abandon the Sea of Japan to help our Army, US troops, and South Vietnamese troops, which were just getting run over. Hue consisted of really the headquarters. The North Vietnamese sent their best troops there, and they captured the city. So the Marines decided what they were going to do was breach one of the walls of the citadel, and what they needed was help from our ship to blast a hole through the wall. The problem, however, was that we could not reach the walls because they were too far inland. The captain decided that he was going to take our cruiser up a side lagoon. Well, that was unheard of. We finally got a bead on the wall, and we were able to blow a big hole through that stone wall. As a result, the US Marines were able to get into the city and wipe out the North Vietnamese regulars. It turned out that that was one of the most bloodiest battles in Vietnam. And this was from the Secretary of the Navy to the USS Providence. By their aggressive and perseverance, and despite the danger of imminent enemy fire, the guns of the Providence pounded an enemy-held bastion at Hue, effecting a breach in a previously impregnable wall, by means of which the ground forces were able to capture enemy fortifications at a critical point in the enemy's Tet Offensive. The professionalism, daring action, and exceptional skill displayed by the officers and men of the USS Providence were in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. After I finished up my tour in Vietnam and my follow-on naval career, I decided that I would like to go help veterans. I went to Washington, D.C., and I joined the Department of Veterans Affairs. I was asked to go to Hawaii to direct the VA Medical Center and Regional Office Center. When I first arrived, I was invited by a couple of veterans to one of the neighbor islands. They wanted me to talk to the veterans there, and they were angry. They were yelling and screaming, and their message to me was clear. They were really ticked off at the VA. Don't ever come back. I set out to win over at least a handful of veterans that might help me to reach out to other veterans, a lot of them suffering from PTSD. So over the ensuing 6 years, we increased our medical users from 12,000 to over 35,000. That need still exists today. Here in Central Oregon, we're very fortunate. We have outstanding organizations who are doing just that.